Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maria. If you watch this video and you enjoy it, don't be shy, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for any future videos on narcissistic abuse recovery and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Today I have a video for you on the 5 steps to heal after narcissistic abuse. Alright guys, let's get started. So we know that healing from narcissistic abuse or any sort of emotional abuse in general is not going to be cookie cutter. It's not going to look the same for everyone. I wanted to give you a basic outline of what it looked like when I went through my healing process of narcissistic abuse and what a lot of other people's look like too. So step number 1 and step number 2 can be interchanged, okay? So you might do step 1 first, you might do step 2 first. Either one, and that's okay. So let's start off with step 1. Step 1, do your research. Research narcissism. Understand what has happened to you, what this is, the emotional abuse as a whole, what gaslighting is, what it looks like to be abused by someone who is a narcissist, and what is narcissism. Where does that even come from? There are so many videos on YouTube, which is probably why you found your way here today, on narcissism and narcissistic abuse. So it's important to watch these videos because it validates your experience. It shows you that as strange and unnatural as narcissistic abuse is, you're not the only one going through it. Trust me, there's so many other people in your boat. So you're gonna want to research to understand and to also validate your experience. So like I was saying, step 1 and step 2 could be interchanged. Now, step 2 is going to be go no contact. Anyone who has healed from narcissistic abuse knows that the best thing you can do is to go no contact. I understand that a lot of times we're talking about someone you may have been married to and there may be children involved, and it is absolutely not possible to go no contact. There are other things you can do in that case, like have one-liners, things like sorry you feel that way, just very quick responses to questions that are asked, always staying on topic, sticking to the facts. But if you're someone who is in a relationship with someone, or maybe this is a family member who is narcissistic, it is in your best interest to go no contact. A lot of times, because a lot of us are very empathetic people. This is why we were emotionally abused in the first place. And we seem to look at it like, I don't want to go no contact because I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be I feel like that's being a bad person. Understand that the reason you go no contact with someone after going through long-term emotional abuse is because your brain needs time to heal. There's a part of your brain that's affected called the limbic system, and there is a part of the limbic system called the amygdala that is illuminated. It holds your emotions and it causes you to work out of emotions. When you're continuously being triggered by someone who has abused you emotionally like that, you will stay in that emotionally activated phase, okay? So the hippocampus, the part of the brain that hosts your memories, it allows you to retain new information, and that part of the brain cells actually die. It shrinks when the amygdala is activated. So no contact is not something you're doing to be mean. It's something you're doing to literally heal your brain. Now, I know a lot of us, we start watching videos on narcissists, we start doing that research on what is a narcissist, 10 signs of a narcissist, and we get stuck in this cycle of watching these videos over and over and over again. There has to be a point where we stop that cycle, okay? This journey you're on is not about the narcissist. This narcissist could be replaced with a different person or a different person. They're all very much alike, okay? There's probably someone in your childhood who's a lot like the person that you were just dating. It's not about them. It's about healing you, okay? So step number 3 is to start researching healing from narcissistic abuse or emotional abuse. So it's going to be important for you to start learning different terms for what is going on inside of us. Things like complex post-traumatic stress disorder, a vicious inner critic, the imposter syndrome, self-abandonment, social anxiety, our limbic system, our nervous system, regulating our nervous system. There are so many, reprogramming our subconscious mind. There are so many things that we need to dive into to heal from narcissistic abuse that we can't spend all of our time focusing on the narcissist. We just can't. If that's where you're at, we need to turn a new page, okay? We need to leave that in the past and we need to move forward and focus on you. So after you've done step number 3, you've researched healing from narcissistic abuse, it's important to do step number 4, and that is to go inward, to regulate your nervous system. You may feel out of whack and out of control. There are things that you can learn to do, and we call these things tools. We carry these tools throughout our lives, but we need to start learning what they are. So these are things like writing a letter to your younger self, being the adult figure that's able to go back and tell him or her what it is that you wish someone would have told them when they were going through this abuse, this initial abuse that happens in childhood, okay? So a lot of the going inward work has to do with your inner child. So the other tools could be, it's very important to learn to be in the present, to use all of your senses, to smell things, whether or not that means you're carrying around essential oils with you. When you smell something potent, it brings you back into the present. When you go on a walk and you smell the roses, you smell flowers, it brings you back into the present. Feeling leaves on the trees. Anything like that that's going to bring you back. Spending time in nature. So coming back to the present and practicing that is a tool that you have. Becoming your own number one fan, being in your corner, knowing that you have been through something, and this is something that you have carried, these wounds you have carried from childhood into your adult life that have caused you to think that you deserved to be in whatever relationship this was that you got in. Okay, so there are things that we need to do to reframe our mind, going inwards, okay? So telling ourselves things that are better than how we feel, like celebrating our small successes. If you make your bed, it's important to stand over your bed and say, girl, that was awesome. Not everybody gets up every day and makes their bed like that. Like, you are starting the day right. And I'm really proud of you. You make and you pack your lunch. I did that. I was organized. I packed my lunch. That was really hard to do. I'm really proud of you. These are the things we need to do to reprogram our subconscious mind, because right now, the inner critic thoughts are, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm never gonna do better in life, I'm a loser, right? So this is just our mind going to what's normal. These pathways are paved out, okay? We are forming new pathways in our mind to believe things about ourselves that are better than how we feel, not better than who we are, but better than how we feel. This means that we need to go inward, okay? Regulating our nervous system. Number 5 is to incorporate these tools into your life every single day for the long run, okay? So, things like the thoughts that we have in our mind of, I'm not good enough, we need to realize what are true thoughts and what are false thoughts. We need to actively every day be journaling, be writing down the accomplishments that we do, even though they're small. Washing the dishes is an accomplishment. At the end of the day, have your accomplishment journal and write down these things that you're doing. These are the healing journey. You don't just say, I'm out of this relationship, I can't believe I got into this bad relationship again, and then jump into another relationship, okay? It's not going to work like that. No one is going to heal you but you. And this is extensive inner work. There are core wounds inside of you that have been there since childhood. There are narratives on your life and attached to your identity that aren't true, that were placed there because someone else told you something about yourself that wasn't true and you believed them. Or maybe you received the silent treatment from a parent and it caused you to think there was something wrong with you. Okay? So these things, these tools that we learn need to be incorporated every day for as long as, humanly possible. This is a journey. The healing is not a destination, it is in the journey. And it's something that we need to surrender to and get comfortable being in, okay? We're not in a rush to get somewhere. We are learning how to live our lives in a different way so that we can find peace in our life. We can be free of compulsive thoughts. We can have a more peaceful life. And peace is going to come in the form of our choices. Okay, so it's going to be very important, depending on what you do for fun or what you do for work, to make sure that these things are all in alignment with this healing journey that you're going on. The most important thing, I think, is to have compassion for yourself throughout this journey. There can't be points where you're beating yourself up for something that's underdeveloped, something that you think is a flaw that you have, or if you can't heal fast enough, you can't do that. You have to be your own number one fan and really just surrender to the process and have a lot of compassion for yourself as you go. And just as a reference, and I wish I had someone to explain this to me when I was starting my healing journey, but my journey took about 2.5 years from what I'm telling you right now until the point in my life where I am right now, where I really feel at peace and I have a strong sense of self and I have strong boundaries and I'm very happy with my life. To get from where I was, which was, in a very dark place, to where I am right now has taken a lot of perseverance, and there is no one that has to live in this deep dark hole of victim mentality where they think that everything is just happening to them. Trust me, there is a way out of that. If you can follow these steps and really surrender to the process, you 150% can heal from emotional abuse. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't be shy, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for all things narcissistic abuse recovery and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And as always, I wish you all the love in the world.